What is up, guys? I was hoping to bring my proper camera with me, but unfortunately today I overslept, so you're just gonna have to deal with phone footage for now. But I am in Edinburgh today to talk with different educators from across Europe about hip-hop and about the values that hip-hop teaches with regards to young people. I mean, I've talked to different people about hip-hop in the past, but not in this capacity. So I'm quite excited for this one. But before I go in, I need coffee. So let's go get some coffee. I know that a lot of people will say that drinking coffee makes you anxious, drinking coffee brings you below your baseline, and maybe it does, but I don't really give a shit. To be frank with you all, I like the taste of coffee. I like how I feel when I have coffee. Obviously I have to be responsible with it. I only have, say, 2 to 3 coffees a day. Yeah, about 2 to 3 coffees a day. I can easily do one a day. I've done it lots of times before. I've even gone days without having coffee. And yeah, you know, I just know that I like coffee, so I have it. To carry on, yeah, this whole educating educators about hip-hop thing, it is, wow, how do I say this? It's good that I have a passion for this. It's good that this is something that I advocate for, because hip-hop has changed the lives of so many people that I know. It's changed the lives of a lot of adults I interact with and a lot of kids that I see at different events and at different workshops. So it'll be cool to hear everybody's opinion on what I have to say. I don't know how the day is really going to go. I think there's a panel discussion. I'll see how much I can film of it as well.
We're not trying to like force our opinion onto the young people. We're just trying to sort of like see what they want and sort of help them advance in that sort of aspect. I'm not very good at presentations.
In the 3 years that I've been working as an artist, I've learned so much about how the world works, how I can fund myself, how I can reach out to young people, how I can network as well. My confidence predominantly came from hip-hop culture. I was a shy kid, and if I was still a shy person as I was back then, I probably wouldn't even have made the progress that I've made and even attend here. So I attribute a lot of my growth to hip-hop. Not so much the involvement as a dancer, but more about the underlying values that I've learned about, like leadership and working on your self-esteem, building up your social skills. I think that's been a huge thing that I've learned, and some of these things aren't shown overtly to me in high school, right? I think like you kind of have to learn as you go along. So I think you could say this is extracurricular if you want, but having hip hop in a young person's lives can really transform them in ways that they never really imagined.
Because it was such a mystery, and there was like 2 books that existed on graffiti art at the time, subway art and spray can art, which had kind of come from New York originally, and then the second book was more about worldwide stuff. And I just looked at this like, how come nobody's like, why isn't this everywhere? Why don't we know more about this? It was just like someone kind of whispered it to me. So once I kind of latched on it, I just read it cover to cover, like for months and months, just studying every image and trying to figure out, like reverse engineer the process of what are these people doing? How are they doing it at night time? How are they going and getting at train yards? So I'm trying to just understand the mentality behind why does someone separate themselves off and go and do something different? And it just instantly made sense every time I saw it. It was like, that's just something I want to do.
People don't even need to be able to communicate, but if you can, you know, if you were to go to another country, you couldn't even speak that language, but if you were just teaching your art or dance, then you don't really need to communicate. You can communicate through action.
And you're showing the codes, because they're the same codes all over the world.
Yeah,
kind of, yeah.
So what I would have to say on that is, like, if you travel to anywhere else in the world and find other people that like hip-hop, that attend different events, that organise workshops, that are constantly travelling themselves, you'll find stories that are very similar to ours, where we as kids may have been very anxious, very shy, not really had a voice in our community. We find this culture, some say it's an art form, some say it's a culture. It can exist as both, right? And you meet people that's a big thing about hip hop as well, and I think that's why it's so welcoming when it comes to meeting foreigners and other international folk, where they may not be able to speak our language, but we have something that connects us both there together, which makes the whole experience easier, makes it a little better in that way. And that's why, you know, from all the travels that I do, I highly advocate for hip-hop heads, as we say, like artists, dancers, musicians as such, to travel, meet all these different people. They will have had similar experiences to us. All right. So that's the formal discussion over. Now it's more interactive. Nico, right here, is going to teach some breaking. And then we've got Richie Roughtone, right there, highly prolific Edinburgh DJ, doing some scratching, some turntablism. It's a good way to round off such a, I guess it's a formal session, but it's also just a good gathering. It's a good way to end this gathering. That is me finished. All done. What can I say? I've had a great time. A lot of good conversations took place. I'm a little bit out of breath because I had to dance a little bit and I hadn't warmed up, but it is what it is. If you're a b-boy, you kind of expect these things to crop up. I must say it's been a pleasure to take part in everything today, because it's good to feel that your experiences and your knowledge can sit in an environment like this. And it was great to hear everybody's thoughts and feedback on my lived experience in hip hop. So hopefully I can get involved in more things like this in the future.